Our coverage of today's championship match is being brought to you by IBM Solutions for a Small Planet, by Infinity JBL, Harman Kardon, and Pyle, the companies of Harman International, and by Dean Witter. There are many ways to measure success. Dean Witter measures success one investor at a time. It is a terrific day for tennis here at Indian Wells this late afternoon. It is 76 degrees, 33% humidity, 8 miles an hour. There's no chance of rain in the air, and as this match progresses, conditions may get a little heavier, and that might help Andre Agassi. It has been a terrific field here. Only 4 players didn't make it to the round of 16. There's the draw as of the last 8. Sampras taking on Edberg. Edberg, a former #1. Becker, a former #1, taking on Agassi in the semifinals, a pretender to #1. And Pete Sampras, of course, is #1 in the world. So another dream tournament here, following up on the Australian Open, which was a tremendous start to the year for the sport of tennis.
First thing you notice out here today, Andre Agassi has his Pirates headgear on, Cliff. He hasn't worn it all week. Looks as though he's ready to steal some gold out here on this first prime time final. He hasn't had that headgear on since the Australian, I believe.
Pete Sampras spent a lot of his formative years out here in the state of California, so this could be a second home for him. He's ranked #1 in the world. He's made over 12 million so far. And he's only 23. Won 5 Grand Slam titles.
Well, a pretty wild start for Sampras. A double fault and then a good forehand return from Agassi forces the error.
Calls Tampa, Florida home now, Sampras.
There's the Pirates look.
Love 31st game. Agassi's #2 in the world as of now, but timing just a few points away from taking over the #1 spot. He's made over 8 million. That's dwarfed by his enormous amount of money that he's made off the court. His endorsement earnings are staggering. In fact, both of them. Tennis players are so recognizable, aren't they? 15-30 first game.
Goes to the forehand. You're going to find that a lot today, Sampras. Even though Agassi realizes that fact that on the big points, Sampras is going to be there. And but Sampras says, hey, if he can hit my serve at 100, and that one was 123 mile an hour, if he can return and hit it for winner, that's just too tough. I've still got to go to the spot where I think Agassi is most vulnerable.
Point to Sampras.
Sampras is about the only player out there, I feel, in today's game that can compete with Agassi from the baseline as far as strength and hitting winners. And he just showed you right there. If he cranks up on this forehand and meets it well, doesn't move his head, gets the racket through, he can win it. There's the big ace right down the tee again.
1 game to love, 118 mile an hour ace from Sampras. First set. This is the best of 5 setter. I think you can right out of the break would be fine.
The Sampras serve?
Agassi would too.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Why don't we wait? Yeah.
It's Pete Sampras, the top player in the world, trying to hang on to that position, and Andre Agassi is breathing down his neck. Just a reminder that this time of the year last year, Agassi did not play particularly well. He had just come off wrist surgery. He made his move in the second half of the year. Meantime, Pete Sampras was flying. He won 7 tournaments going into the French Championships. He dominated men's tennis. And then he suffered injuries during and after Wimbledon, and had to sit out for 6 weeks last summer.
Shadows coming over the court. It's rather late in the afternoon, and cool conditions for play down there. As we mentioned, that this may possibly help Agassi with the return if Sampras misses first serves, but also the bullet-like conditions on the first serve. If Sampras gets them in, this is going to be a thriller.
I was just down on the court a couple of minutes ago, guys, and the photographers sitting in that photographer's pit are upset that these shadows are throwing shadows and making it difficult for them to take good shots of the guys. They figure they only have a couple of games in this match to shoot them.
Missed it. Game point coming up for Agassi.
Andre Agassi, we know the return of serve is the strength and the ground strokes. He showed us that with Becker yesterday. Weakness is the volleys. Technically he's okay on the volleys, but the low volleys, if he doesn't get a high volley when he goes in behind a decent passing shot, that's when he makes some errors.
Game Agassi.
Well, both players in their opening service game have finished up the game with an ace.
1 game all.
1 game all, first set. It's so important for Sampras to serve well in this match, and here's how he has done, Fred.
First serve points 85% of the time. That's pretty good. And second serves, well, he'd like it a little bit better than 52%. He's got to do a bit better than that today against Agassi. The reason that Sampras has to do better on second serve is right here, because this man's return of serve, points 155 of 152. That's pretty darn good. Off a first serve, 36%. But look what happens if you miss your first serve. 64% return on second serves. Becker yesterday being a little impatient against Agassi. This man has a little bit more margin of error on the ground stroke. Sampras I'm talking about now, but when he gets it, he can rifle them for winners. And that one top spin inside that service box, great shot.
Thirty 15, 1 game all. It is going to be dangerous for him if he keeps staying back like this, isn't it?
Sampras always talks about when facing Agassi, you have to control the center of the court. And if Pete starts getting on a run from the baseline, it'll be difficult for him to dominate Agassi. So I think it all starts and stops right there for Sampras. That was a 122, his second ace of the day. I mean, it's all up to Sampras's toss almost, this whole match. You know, as we know how good Agassi is and how effective he'll be on the return. But if Sampras continues to serve like that, there won't be much between these two. And Sampras should win.
Sampras holds on behind another outstanding serve game, and he leads 2-1, first set.
Who you find? How's that? Real close? Okay.
Time.
ESPN Tennis Prime Time. It's Andre Agassi trying to take home a big prize money check here. $1.8 million in all. Sampras leads the match by 2-1. $255,000 goes to the winner. Loser today will take home a consolation prize of $135,000. Take a look at the points also. 340 against 243. And that is as important to these players today because this is the battle for number one. Agassi took out Sampras in the final of the Australian Open. He took out Michael Chang to win the San Jose tournament.
Only match he's lost is to the young Swede, Thomas Enquist, and that was in Philadelphia. And he took care of Enquist here in a night match earlier in the week.
That gives him a 19-1 record for the year. Terrific start. Sails that 130-15.
Footwork not too good there for Pete Sampras as we look at his scouting report. Sampras, of course, with the big serve, backhand returner serve, and that running forehand passing shot that we've seen him hit so many times. Weaknesses, well, I couldn't think of anything.
Find something.
Yeah, you don't. Well, what could I say? Well, the fact that he talks to you or something like that, is that a mental weakness? No, I think that Pete Sampras, you could say that sometimes in a situation he might be mentally out of it. Not here, though, because Sampras has stated the fact here that, hey, Andre Agassi has to play well to beat me here. I am not going to give up the #1 spot easily.
He has got a break point here. And remember, as well as he serves, any break of serve in a set could be enough.
Miss hit return.
I was going to say, Mary, maybe inconsistency on the serve return could qualify as a weakness for Sampras.
I was speaking with Brad Gilbert, Agassi's coach, yesterday, and he felt coming into this match that he liked Agassi's chances because he didn't think Pete was getting a lot of you know, a consistent number of clean returns.
He has a little more margin of error than Boris Becker does yesterday. That one was a miss hit, as you mentioned. Anything in the center of the court, Agassi's going to deal with.
Goes wide.
Advantage Agassi.
And I do not see any effort from Sampras yet to chip and charge and to try to get in and finish the points off quickly.
He's not going to do that against Agassi too often. That's where I think his game plan against Agassi, he doesn't mind trading ground strokes with Agassi and working his way into the net.
Looks like a chopper upstairs, and Agassi trying to figure out what it's going to do before he throws the ball up. Game point, Agassi.
Again, both those backhand returns far too short. Watch these two shots from Sampras here. There's the first one. Look at that, much too short there, and that's the second shot, and Agassi unleashes that two-handed backhand. That's an easy shot for him. Watch it again. It's right in the block hole for him, right there, shoulder turn, and he just loves that one right there.
Body at an angle when he makes contact with that ball as he leans forward and into it. Good lesson. 2 games all.
That's the exact shot, that forehand, that won the Australian Open for him. It was a set point that Sampras had in a tiebreaker in the third set. Agassi picked it. He knows he goes there on the big points, and he hit another one right, that forehand, right down the line.
Oh. I don't know what to do about that.
He just reacted so quickly to the ball. You know, Sampras' movements are so much more casual looking and languid compared with Agassi. Agassi, you see all the work he did to get behind that ball and blast it. And now he's got himself a chance at love 30.
And here are 3 break points for Sampras. He's been at love 30 before, correct me if I'm wrong, Fred, and came back. Now he is down love 40 with 3 break points.
He's down love 30 in his opening service game of the match.
Saves 1 break point.
Agassi had 21 break points against Sampras in that Australian Open 4-set final. And he won 5 of them. Sampras can get himself in a hole against Agassi. Now here's a big chance.
Sampras in that final only had 4 break points as compared to Agassi's 21, and connected with 2 of them.
That's wide. Here's the problem for Sampras as of now. He's at under 40% of first serve percentages.
Still a break point for Agassi. The shadows got to play a big part. They're coming over very quickly. They'll be gone. It'll be a nice court to play in very cool conditions in about 15 minutes.
No,
big Agassi who gets the break. He'll serve leading by 3 games to 2 first set. Best of 5 sets. Championship match of the Newsweek from Indian Wells.
Sarah, that's a go. Yep.
Down the middle. That's just what I was thinking.
So early.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Coming out with this. Okay.
Again, the one on the bottom is one we've already referred to.
Agassi has a break, 3-2 in the first set. We talked about the Australian Open, and Fred, we've already talked about this bottom line break points won. As you can see, 5 of 21 for Agassi, but the second serve points won also a very telling total, aren't they?
Well, it has been the way this week as well, because that's where Agassi has been great. Second serve points won and the returner serve points won. It's just been a very clean net match. That stats there shows you there was a great match because there's more winners than unforced errors hit by both players. That's been the way that was the way they played their semi-final matches yesterday. So this best of 5 sets, well, we hope it keeps going in the same way. There you go. The shadows are tough. I mentioned that just a game or so ago, and that's because the ball gets into the sunlight, into the shadows. So that was a problem Agassi had in his last service game. He has it now. 15 minutes, and that'll all be gone, though.
Love 30.
You might be able to check as a viewer at home just where that ball goes when it gets up a certain height over the net. Sampras in the shadows now. Agassi in the sun.
Again, a miss hit like that kind of a shank shot, I would also attribute to the
shadows
and
the sun. Yeah.
Big point coming up. Agassi's got the break already. Sampras has got to find a way back. Remember, Sampras won the first set in Australia. Turned out to be the only set he won. All.
Far back, Sampras. He wasn't in great position for this. I don't think he did enough work to get himself in a good volleying position, and he paid the price. Agassi's drilling it nice. Look where he was, really, back at the tee.
Hesitated before he went in there, Sampras, because it was not a clean hit, the approach.
Game point. Agassi's won 3 points in a row. He was down, love 30. Missed it.
That was just luck for Sampras to still be around in this game, because Agassi was very well lined up to make that ball connect.
Matter of inches,
yeah,
this
really.
sport, you can say that. That one with yesterday when Agassi admitted that he got a good call over Becker that saved him in that first set.
Pulled on it a little too much, Agassi, and pulled it wide. That great running forehand from Sampras, when we always talk about, is what sort of opened up the point for him and gave him another chance to break Agassi. This is the one that sort of split open the point, because it had been a pretty passive rally, relatively speaking, from these two, until all of a sudden he got himself a good-looking ball.
Second break point for Sampras. It drops back on Agassi's side, and we're back even. 3 games all.
Very important game for both players there, because Agassi needed it to consolidate that break. Sampras had a couple of opportunities, and now they're back back on even Steven. Look at the shadows here. It's very tough to pick up balls coming now for Agassi, because he's the one that's got the sun in his eyes, and he's got to look at Sampras coming down with 120-mile-an-hour first serves.
Talk about Pete Sampras being the most complete player in tennis, and I really firmly believe that. The one shot that he doesn't have, though, is that Edberg backhand chip approach.
Off the second serve, exactly, yeah.
Or off any short ball.
He used to have that shot, but Gullickson changed that a little bit more to the topspin backhand to give him a little more margin for error. 3 years ago, he did play that shot occasionally.
Tim Gullickson, Pete's coach, is back home in Chicago watching this. He and Pete speak all the time. And Pete has pretty much resigned himself to the fact that his coach and good buddy will be pretty much away from tennis for this season. Hopefully in good shape to come back next year. Got it. I think the bottom line on Sampras really is that he has proven time and again that he doesn't have to play his very best tennis to win. He doesn't have to be 100%. And here he played one volley too many, really, before he finally spiked it away.
Game point.
If there's one weakness I think in Pete's game right now, it's an emotional one, that he misses his buddy.
Great.
Oh, boy. No weakness in that game, none at all, and he takes the lead 4 games to 3 on serve. They've traded breaks in the first set.
Okay.
Very good. Thanks.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sampras has a 4-game-to-3 lead. We were talking about Sampras' coach, Tim Gullickson. He's not here, of course, as we've told you, but interim coach Paul Annacone is at Luke Jensen's with him.
Paul, what kind of lessons did you learn from Australia and you're applying them today?
Well, I think Pete needs to be a little bit more aggressive from the baseline with Andre. Obviously, Andre's playing real well and very confident right now. It's tough to stay back with him, but I think right now they're both trying to feel their way into the match, and hopefully Pete will get a little bit more aggressive as the match goes on.
Well, they've played in so many big matches in the last few months, the end of last year and, of course, the Australian Open. These guys were in both separate locker rooms, really fired up for this match. Did you feel the intensity?
Yeah, I think obviously when you get the number 1, number 2 playing each other, I think there's a lot of pride on the line. They both want to win real badly, and but I think it's going to be a great match, and I think there's a lot to look forward to even after this match.
Well, thanks, Paul. Back to you, Cliff.
Thanks a lot, Luke. I think that's fair to say. Enjoy this match, but there is a lot more to look forward to because this rivalry will continue. There is nobody really on the horizon right now that's in the category with these two heavyweights. It's game point here for Agassi to level things in the first set.
Casual volley there, and he pushed it wide. We talked about the weaknesses with Agassi. That one was not a difficult shot, but he just took it, treated it too casually and pushed it out.
It's unusual that Agassi, because he's been playing so cleanly, he's had more unforced errors than winners so far in the match. That is not at all as he played at the Australian.
Broken string. He broke a string, but he hit the winner. Quite an incredible effort, that one. The string popped as he made the shot, but it had enough pace and it was in the right spot, so Agassi couldn't track it down. Charlie Passarell's got to be very happy, though, Cliff, here. This is prime time, and he didn't know on a Monday afternoon how things would work out. All the box holders were bought the seats, and this place is packed.
11,500 seats, and there's not a one to be had. Brad Gilbert is watching. He's under Agassi's coach now, and has he done a lot for him? Just about everybody gives him credit for a turnaround.
What I'm talking about with Agassi, I mean, normally his winners have been much bigger than his errors, and that the opposite is true right now. Against Becker yesterday, he only had 9 errors. He's got more than that already in the first set. And there's another one. Deuce.
That's his only double fault so far today, Agassi. Sampras has also served one.
Another volley error. It's been a nervous game for Agassi, hasn't it? You see, he's telling himself to calm down. He's looking right at Brad Gilbert, who's right behind the court, about 50 feet away from Agassi.
Well,
he knows what Gilbert...
That volley at 40 love that he just played very casually, it went wide. It just shows you that in this level of tennis, when you play the 1 and number 2 in the world, you can't miss easy shots.
Oh, he came through with a big one at the right time there, though, and he's back even at deuce. Lost 4 straight points to get to that break point. They've both broken once, and they both had 3 chances to break. The shadows are gone, as you can see. Well, lifts up on that backhand side sometimes, Sampras.
Did on that one, and again the footwork, he sort of hesitated on that return of serve as to whether to take a backhand or a forehand, and he got it in the center of the court again, was put under pressure right from the start.
Game point. He got it, he took the line, and it's back at deuce.
We talked about the running forehand being a strength of Pete Sampras. Boy, he really had to thread the needle on this one, because the framed return of serve mishit, and he anticipates this one cross court. Agassi looks for the easy volley down the line. Look how high that ball went over Agassi's racket. He couldn't have reached that one even if he'd have jumped for it.
Another running forehand winner.
And a break point for Sampras.
A chance to serve for 5-3.
Ace. Balances Sampras's 3 aces. And you'd have believed that he could serve as many as Sampras in this match.
Longest game of this opening set.
Reminder, he had 40 love in this game. Real interesting play here, Freddie. Just made this approach shot right down the middle instead of going for the wide shot.
Gutsy second serve it was too, but it gave Sampras an opportunity to have a crack at a passing shot, but he's very positive on this volley. Agassi doesn't want this one to come back.
A little aggravating, that isn't. The guy comes in, he's not supposed to hit a volley too well, and he crisps one away. Again, lifting up the backhand side a little bit, and there's the game to Agassi. Now, Pete Sampras used to have a two-handed just like Agassi did, but when he was 14 years old, his tutor and mentor at that time, and he, Dr. Pete Fisher, decided that he should go with a one-handed backhand because they figure you couldn't volley too well. They said no two-handed player volleys well enough to win Wimbledon, for example, and that's what he set his sights on. The other thing that he used to do in those days was play up always in the junior tournaments. Well, better competition, tougher competition. Sure paid off. 4 games all.
Made quite a few unforced errors off that backhand. That one that he's lifted up off and puts it up in the air. He's looking for a three-quarter court depth on that, bouncing up high to Agassi, so Agassi can't really hit it for a winner, but he's made a few errors.
15 unforced errors in total, Fred.
Well, we saw a few of those topspin lobs yesterday, and they were devastating against Boris Becker, but that one was the first one he's tried against Sampras. You'll see some more of them as this match goes.
I spoke earlier about how Sampras does not have to play 100% ball to be the best, to win titles. That first Wimbledon he won, Cliff, a couple of years ago, he wasn't even sure before as the fortnight was beginning whether he was going to play it or not because he had a bad shoulder and he won the thing. Oh, yeah. A beautiful smash.
40-15.
Agassi anticipated where that smash was going, but it's just sheer power. Sampras again thinking, well, okay, I'm going to whack this as hard as I can hit it. If he can get it back, it's just too tough a shot. Agassi was there, couldn't make it. He's not close enough in to attempt that shot. Again, he ran backwards to make that instead of closing on the angle, which you're supposed to do when you get that shot down the line, is cut the angle, go the other way. On that particular occasion, Sampras came back, and of course it made it a very difficult play to play that drop volley.
Still game point.
Game, Sampras.
And the service winner gives him game number 9. It's 5 games to 4. Sampras, they're on serve. 1 break apiece so far in the match. It's best of 5 at the Newsweek.
You know, it is for me for a lot of reasons. I mean, a year ago today, I was ranked 32 in the world, and I was wondering if I'd ever hit the tennis ball the same again. You know, so, I mean, for me to be out here competing for the best, I mean, I'd be happy just to be top.
Well, really, you're saying about a year ago how he wasn't even in the picture. Yeah. It is exciting for tennis that Andre Agassi is so close to becoming the #1 player in the world. We asked him just how exciting it is to be there.
You know, it is for me for a lot of reasons. I mean, a year ago today, I was ranked 32 in the world, and I was wondering if I'd ever hit the tennis ball the same again. You know, so, I mean, for me to be out here competing for the best, I mean, I'd be happy just to be top 10 right now a year ago if you'd asked me. And so it's like every emotion I'm having out there is a great one. And whether I'm fighting for #1 or #1, I hopefully am going to try to maintain that perspective of just what it means to be a part of a great rivalry, a great sport, and to try to keep adding something to it, keep improving, keep feeling good. But I have to say that I'm having a blast right now trying to catch Pete.
And it shows in his game. One of the things that Brad Gilbert says, you got to have fun playing tennis, and that is so true. So many players try to fight it.
Well, there was a time about 3 years ago where we questioned the commitment that Andre Agassi had to the game in some of the matches that he played, and Gilbert's got rid of that. He said it took about 3 months, and they sat down and they talked about things, and now he used to like to use that word that a lot of the young players use, focused, and he is focused now. Different type of backhand, that one. That was a slice backhand return. So that ball stays a little bit low. The unforced errors there, 17 unforced errors, and 9 of them from the backhand side. That one, though, kept a little bit lower, and Agassi hit that two-fisted backhand into the top of the tape.
Set points for Sampras.
He was robbed by the net there. That ball was good all the way until it hit the tape, until it hit the net and bounced out. That's definitely a Gilbert move. You wouldn't find Agassi playing this way up until he was coached by Gilbert. He goes in, takes the risk and says, pass me, and gets over there. He hit a good approach on the forehand side and knew that he just had to play that volley into the court. He took his time with it and made it.
Deuce for the first time in this game. They have traded breaks of serve in the set, and they're on serve.
That's a terrific play from Agassi. It was a good first serve that gave him the short ball. And then he played an extremely aggressive approach shot, which became a winner. You see how much he covers this short ball, really gets under and wraps over it, makes sure there's no two ways about it. This thing is going to get stung, and it was a winning shot. So from 2 break points down, chance to go even.
Set points they were as well.
Boy, he's been positive when he's had to be Agassi. You know, he's come to the net. He's played the big points. I mean, a championship match like this is going to be decided by the opportunities and the way people play the big points.
Lipton Championships begins on Sunday. The top men will be there, and they'll be joined by the top women, Stephanie Graf and Arantxa Sanchez Vicario, and the rest of those WTA Tour players. 4 aces now.
You see, you would think that in a Sampras-Agassi match, Sampras would have been into the net a lot more than Agassi, but he respects the Agassi ground game and passing shot game too much. Agassi's been more effective. And that's why, I mean, Pete's getting killed here on his serve. Can't get to the net without it. Sampras is still under 50% on first serves. That's 47%. against 67 from Agassi.
Agassi's not going for the same amount of pace on the serve, though.
No, he's not looking to come in behind
no.
it. Pete is.
So he's going to miss more serves than Agassi misses.
15 all, second serve, 5 games all.
That's a push. He didn't hit that one. He tried to steer it. That's danger time again.
That is what he's doing on that side, isn't he? Trying to guide it instead of just hitting it. 15-30. What a difference a first serve makes, and it's 30 all. 30 all.
Well, Boris Becker missed a couple of these in the tiebreaker yesterday behind big first serves, and Sampras makes no mistake about this one. Stands right over the top of the ball.
Game point, Sampras. I was just going to make that point, Mary, that you made when Agassi closed in and hit that forehand for the winner. Becker missed a couple of those yesterday that cost him the match.
He admitted it too, that it was because he was looking at Agassi. He'd taken his eye off the ball.
Pete Sampras, #1 in the world, holds on. Agassi is trailing 5-6. He'll serve after a break to try to get into a tie break.
Junior's going to start the wave at the end of the first set.
What an unforced errors, Doc.
Big. They both look nervous. Why do you think they're nervous?
Welcome back to the Newsweek Champions Cup, ESPN Tennis Prime Time.
It is terrific weather here this late afternoon in Southern California. We're in the Coachella Valley, surrounded by the Santa Rosa Mountains. I love this desert area. If you like it, believe me, today would be a sensational day to be here. 6-5, Sampras ahead. Agassi to serve to try to win the set in a tiebreak.
Point from Sampras. He was patient. He didn't try to go in after he spanked that first big forehand, and he uses the pace of the Agassi return, and he meets the ball, just meets the ball, and then he realizes he's got Sampras, he's got Agassi out of court, goes in and gets the easy overhead. Makes no mistake about this. Sideways to the net, good look at it, safely down the middle with speed.
This is a big moment. First set. Love 30, 5-6. Second serve. Flip the take, went over, and there are 3 set points for Sampras.
Well, he had 2 on Agassi's last service game, and Agassi got out of them. This is a little tougher situation. he got out of that one. Was not tentative at all. Believed in himself. But again, it's that running forehand from Sampras that put paid to this first set. A brilliant shot from Agassi, but look at this running forehand. He now takes control of the point. Agassi now has to come up with a brilliant shot from anywhere to make this win. And he hits that. There's the forehand again. He turns a defensive thing into an aggressive shot and then is able to come in behind it, put his opponent under pressure. Agassi does a good job trying to flick the two-hander back cross court, but it hits the tape.
First set, Sampras.
I love watching these guys trade forehand. Isn't it great?
Changed direction on that last one and a clean winner. Sampras was back there. It wasn't even close. He lost 5 sets this year. He's lost 1 match in total.
Came into this final without the loss of a set.
In fact, until yesterday, his longest match was 75 minutes worth.
50 minutes that opening set took, 7 games to 5.
Second double fault. It was so obvious that he let that ball drop too low. Not that he didn't throw it high enough, he just didn't swing quick enough at it. 30 all.
There's another running forehand here from Sampras. It's not a bad play from Agassi to get in there, but he just didn't close in close enough. He only got as far as the service line when Sampras was able to get this one across. See, look where Agassi is. He's there around about that service line. Just too much angle there for Sampras. Another ace, and Sampras takes the opening game of this second set. He'll change his shirt, and he leads 1 set to love.
Yeah, okay. Mais oui.
Le radio. Le moniteur.
Oui. Wait. Got it.
Sampras is looking good. He won the first set 7-5. He's got a one-game to lead here in the second.
That first set wasn't a classic one by any stretch, especially not for Agassi. Coming into this final, he'd only been broken 3 times and hadn't lost a set. He was broken a couple of times in that first set. You can see Sampras had quite a few unforced errors as well, but balanced them out by winners. Agassi did not.
Not too far behind, though. It wasn't as clean a set as they played in the first set down in the Australian, but boy, it has this sellout crowd riveted to their seats.
Talking the Australian Open, Fred, first set won by Sampras, then Agassi came back and broke 3 times in the second
set. One thing you can say here in Indian Wells is that Sampras is not going to be anywhere. He isn't anywhere near as tied as he was when he played the final of the Australian. Remember, he had those long matches. He was down 2 sets to love against Larson, and he came back, and same thing with Courier, and just a tough 2 weeks for him. Errors in that first set, but boy, you're not going to see a cleaner point played than this one, because both players did what they had to do here. Agassi has to take one hand off the racket here. Sampras sees it, but doesn't get the volley away close enough to the line, and Agassi gets over there and comes up with a great running forehand.
Boy, Agassi's had to face a lot of those running forehand, those curling cross-court winners. So finally got one back.
30.
Followed it up with his 4th ace.
Sampras, meanwhile, is on his 3rd racket.
Strings up half a dozen of them every day. He's probably done more than that for the final today. Best of 5 sets. Puts grips on them every day if he's played with them.
Again, Agassi.
Agassi holds on, and it's 1-game all in the second set.
Agassi does a good job here, and this is his trademark. If he gets a good serve in that's got some pace on, he gets a short reply. Nobody does this better than Agassi. Gets that short ball and just leans into it. Interesting, when they interviewed Agassi yesterday after his match, Kathy Settles from the ATP Tour asked him about his clothing, and overwhelmingly the crowd did not like the clothing.
No kidding.
And it was quite incredible to see his reaction.
We did his own informal poll of the stadium.
Yep.
One of the clothing designers from Nike who helped design this said it was supposed to aggravate people. That was the whole thing. He's supposed to be a dude with attitude, Agassi, and that's what they did to him.
30 love. Talking about rackets just a moment ago, Pete Sampras using the Wilson Pro Staff. It's a mid-size frame, quite stiff, and he strings it up very tight. Agassi has his own racket. It's a head, also medium, mid-size. Neither one of them are wide-bodied rackets. Game point here for Sampras. 1-game all, second set. So he holds on pretty easily. Players are going to change ends and take a break. We will too. It's 2 games to 1 Sampras and the first set. It's Pete Sampras with the lead here at the Newsweek. He won the first set 7-5. And then in set 2, he's got a 2-1 lead. It hasn't been as good a year this year for Sampras.
Hasn't won a title in the 3 tournaments he's played. Not reached a final in his last couple of events. He's lost 16 sets in 17 matches. He struggled a little bit, but Pete Sampras is quite happy with the position he's in. He had a big lead as far as #1 was concerned, and he's still at the top of the hill.
Nevertheless, did get to the final of the Australian, losing to Agassi there, and then Todd Martin beat him in Memphis.
He had match points though against Martin there in the semis and lost. Pulls that one, yanks it wide, Agassi. Sampras, after losing that match against Martin, you know, he was up a set. He'd won the first set, and in the tiebreak he had his chances, and when he lost those match points, he said afterwards it was a nightmare.
Well, his tiebreak record this year is not good.
It was 0-6 coming into this event.
Into this tournament, that's right.
Balanced by the fact that last year, and he stayed #1 in the world for the entire year, first man since he won Lendl to do that, he had a great tiebreak record. 15 all.
Well, the difference right now in this particular game is that Agassi has been going for the winners, and he doesn't have the margin of error on his shots that Sampras is showing us at the moment. Sampras is hitting the ball solidly, but he's getting a fair bit of flight on the ball. He's getting a little bit of topspin. It's a much safer shot.
30-40.
Got to be a little careful here, Agassi. This is a very important game for him. Otherwise, this second set slips away. It's a long way home from there.
Second serve. Break point. Oh! So much for playing safe.
Yeah, I think Sampras wishes he'd have chosen. Look, he takes a couple of steps back here and just plays this one safe. But look, it gets right in. It bounces before it gets to the service line. That's Agassi's bread and butter.
Missed it, so here's another breakpoint chance for Sampras. Yeah, Fred, of course he should have got it a little deeper, but when a guy hits a shot like Agassi just hit, that's the time you got to say, listen, if you can hit that one, it's yours.
That's true, yeah, but he hits it all the time off that shot. My point is that if he got it another 10 feet deeper, he wouldn't have been able to make that type of shot. Like that one.
There is the break for Sampras. He has won the first set, and he's ahead by 3 games to 1 now in the second. So he has broken this thing open. He has been broken once in the match so far. That was in the first set. Agassi was the first one to draw blood in the match, and then he in turn was broken, and broken for a second time as Sampras won the first set 7-5. Now he has 3-1 in the second. Agassi didn't like the call, but I thought it was a good call. Sampras has had 11 break point chances. He's broken 3 times.
This is a huge game for Sampras. If he can win this and hold, consolidate, and get to 4-1, then Agassi really has to start to think about changing what he's doing.
Sampras is trying to win this tournament for the second time in a row. He won it last year. He's the holder. Hasn't been that successful out in the desert actually until last year. The last man who did that was Becker.
Well, he's gone out wide. That's the 9th ace. He's gone out wide to the forehand, and then he puts the heater on this one. Look at that. Good shoulder turn. Just basically the back is facing it. Look at this. And then he starts to rotate the shoulders, keeps the head up, keeps the arm up, and then comes out with a good follow through. 126 mile an hour that ace was. That's his fastest serve in the match today.
It's as fast as he served all week. Game point to Sampras.
I wonder if Agassi's going to start going away from the Sampras forehand. I really think he's playing to it too much. Sampras time and again has come up with the running cross-court, forehand winners. That's
been the one stroke that has opened it up for him, isn't it? Because he plays to that. He plays to give the top spinner to the backhand and hoping that Agassi will go down to the forehand. Then he gets a little bit more speed on that forehand cross-court, and Agassi can't handle it.
Sampras and Agassi both, I think thought that Sampras had just scored his 3rd ace of this game.
Me too.
But it was called out.
Game point. I think Sampras was waiting for a call on the baseline, which he didn't get. Nevertheless, the netted volley does win in the game, and it's 4 games to 1 Sampras. Players are going to change ends with Sampras ahead a set and a break at the Newsweek.
From everywhere. He's missed at the net, he's missed off his forehand, he's missed off his backhand. 11 off the backhand.
He really deserves it. He's won the last 2 majors, beat me in the Australian Open. But I look at, he was #1 at the end of the year, in my mind, had the best year and had the best results of the race.
Yeah, exactly.
Sampras is ahead in this match. He won the first set and he's up 4-1. That's 1 break. He is virtually certain to lose the #1 spot to Andre Agassi this spring. And we asked him about it.
He really deserves it. He's won the last 2 majors, beat me in the Australian Open. But I look at, he's #1 at the end of the year, in my mind, had the best year and had the best results in the Grand Slams. And the whole summer, not playing it last year really hurt me in a lot of ways, and so I'm kind of, I could accept it if it does happen, because I won a lot. I've won this tournament, the Lipton and the Rome, and did well at the French. So, but I'm not conceding it so easily. I mean, he's got to win and play well, and so we'll have to see what happens over the next couple months.
He had bad luck last year, Sampras, as he was talking about there last summer. As we already mentioned, he was out for 6 weeks with injuries. He's had quite a few injuries, hasn't he? Had hip flexor problems, foot problems. And then remember when he first won the US Open, Mary had shin splints at that time, wasn't it?
Last changeover, Sampras gave another racket to be restrung to his brother Gus. Gus is here. He's earning his keep. He's taken the rackets to get restrung while interim coach Paul Annacone watches, charts the match.
5th ace for Agassi. He's been beating up on the Sampras backhand this game, and it's paid off well. 40 zip.
Clipped the line on that one. So game to Agassi. Sampras will serve here at 4-2.
Agassi trying to whip himself into shape to get a break of serve here. Crowd a little quiet after that first set win from Sampras, and now a break of serve. They'd like to see this one go the distance. Big thing in this, just one little mental lapse, and we can be all even again here. These two guys just can at times let loose and miss a few in a row. He's only lost 4 points on serve this set, Sampras. But watch out here. And again, very lucky with that net cord.
Another big one there from Sampras.
His 10th ace. He's still under 50%, but he's been pretty effective, especially off the first serve.
It's not bad serving though. 10 aces and you're serving at 47%, and he's run nearly 90%, and he's got it over 50%. He's still got to get a little bit better on second serves, but whilst that first serve is going for him. So Agassi saying, hey, it's not my lucky day. Sampras had a couple of those. That one was just an inch away from a gold watch and chain.
Point for 5-2.
There's the return and a fine volley from Sampras as he puts pressure on the Agassi forehand. He comes up with the goods, but then he says, hey, here we go, right on top of the tape.
No, he was trying to go cross court. Didn't even come close though, and he still got a game point.
This is not Agassi's forte, but he's in dire straits at the moment, so he does another shot, another approach down to the Sampras forehand. This time he gets the forehand down the line and makes the backhand volley. Not a great one, but he had the angle, and the angle was good enough to win it.
What was he trying? A drop volley for? Easy passing shot for Agassi.
Well, that goes into the category of concentration, I feel. He's been going. He hasn't played a drop volley all day, and he has time to make this one, and that one is a closet shot. That's back there. That is giving Agassi a gift to get him back in to this service game.
Deuce. One 25-mile-an-hour attempt. He got it. Game point, Sampras coming up.
Agassi came up with a tremendous effort here, though, on the passing shot. Against most players, that would have been a winner. That was a great stretch from Sampras to pick that one up. This is great stuff. Love it.
Sampras holds on. He's got a 5-2 lead. One break. Agassi will serve after a break. Sampras won the first set at the Newsweek.
This is the best Pete's looked this year. That Eddie man? Yeah, but this looks.
match of the Newsweek Champions Cup. It's ESPN Tennis Prime Time.
It has been a great week of tennis out here, hasn't it? We were just saying that there's been some spectacular happenings out here. Stefan Edberg playing so well. He really turned things around in his match with Thomas Muster and played brilliantly in the semi-final. Not well enough to beat Pete Sampras, though. And then you had Becker, former #1, and Agassi in the other semi-final. Really a dream matchup.
Oh yeah, I think this is the best weekend of tennis I've seen from Sampras all year long. I don't think he played this well in Australia. I mean, he played brilliantly to beat Jim Courier, and then he took out Michael Chang as well. But this is the kind of stuff that we've been watching from Pete in the last year or two. That's pretty impossible what he just did there.
I took to heart the point you made, Fed, when you talked about that Australian Open. You know, he takes out Lawson, but he's down 2 sets to 11. Then a match that was really the most remarkable match in memory with Courier.
Oh, he's a lot fresher this week.
30-15. Emotional match, that one. Down 2 sets, he comes back. Then he's down a set to Chang, and he comes back. And that takes it out of you no matter how strong you are.
This is not over, this match yet, though. Only one lapse here, and it's only one service break. Sampras at 5-2, but there's only the one break there. But he is looking good. This is what Agassi's done on the deuce court. He's been out there 39% out to the forehand, down the tee 51%, and at the body 10% of the time. He respects that big forehand from Sampras. He doesn't go out wide that much because he does not serve and volley. He's not looking for the serve and volley.
A couple of real good-looking backhands from Agassi in that game. I think Sampras had been doing a pretty good job of hitting high looping shots to Agassi's backhand and drawing errors. But when Agassi can ride over the top of the ball, he's in control. Still, Sampras serves out the second set right here. Yeah,
Sampras, I think, let that one go a little bit because he's so confident on serve. He said, if I hold serve, I'm 2 sets to love up. And that's the reason the last game he sort of let slip.
11 aces for Sampras, rather. Agassi has had 1 break of serve in the match, 3 chances to break.
When you're serving this well, like Sampras, and we said this match was going to be Sampras if he could serve this well, and his service percentages have not been great, but boy, he's got the big serve in when he's needed it. And when you have that luxury, you can, and you have that service break, you can sort of lay off for a game if you believe that you're going to win your serve. And that one, he thought he had it again.
I did too. I did too.
Going to ask Steve Ulrich in the chair about that one because that really did look good.
No overall phone. Who can blame him? 121-mile-an-hour steamer. Look.
Sure didn't look wide.
No way. He was ready to go back to serve. Well, I'm just going to note on my little score pad here that service ace that possibly would have given him a set point, because now he's got to come through and win it now.
Would have given him 3 set points instead of 40 love. It's 30-15. Gotti went for it again.
That one will survive, and he's got set points here, a couple of them.
Boy, that's a gutsy play, because the game before he played a terrible. Look at, he's got his hand.
He wants a towel, I think.
wants the towel at the back of the court, but boy, Agassi nearly won this one. There's the drop volley, but Agassi nearly wins this on what we call a dead net court because he hits the tape and doesn't give Sampras much room to play that shot at all.
Big thing for Sampras is that he's got set point. At 40-15. One more. Even when he misses his first serve today, Sampras is at 50% success rate on his second serve, and that is not easy against the best returner in tennis, the man you're looking at now. Ace, and Sampras has a 2-set-to-love lead in the championship match against Andre Agassi. It's the final match of the Newsweek from Indian Wells.
Hey, Sarah, are we just going to take the encore presentation as the... do I have to go down on the court? I was going to say, why don't we just take the... because I'm sure they'll say nice things about each other. Agassi and Sam.
This is like a great spirit of these guys.
Oh yeah, he can make you jump.
Time.
Sampras for first set 7-5. He won the second set 6-3. College basketball's National Invitational Tournament gets underway Wednesday. ESPN will have a triple header of first round action beginning at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. That's 4:30 out here on the West Coast. March Madness continues here on ESPN. Agassi to serve first point of the third set, trailing 2-sets-to-love.
He's already faced so much pressure against serve, Agassi. At the Australian Open, remember, Sampras was only able to earn 4 breakpoint chances against Agassi's serve over 4 sets and only broke twice. Here, 2 sets are gone, and Agassi's already faced 11 breakpoints. It's a lot harder to swing big on the Sampras return if you're having so much trouble struggling with your own serve. You got to worry about your own self, and then it's hard to go up against the big boy here.
We showed you how Andre Agassi had been serving to Sampras on the deuce court, going down the tee more times, and as he does against Becker yesterday in the semi-final, he likes that kick serve. He likes the one out wide to the backhand, so it opens up the court for the big forehand. Hasn't served any straight at Sampras on the ad court.
Yeah, I really think in this set, Agassi will try to work over the Sampras backhand.
40-50.
Sampras's footwork seems a little bit slower on the backhand side. Sometimes he's not set up. That's why he's been pulling off some of his shots, not getting under them and behind them.
Game point.
Another one.
Agassi 1 game to love in the third set, but down 2-sets-to-love to the top player in the world.
By the way. Got it.
Yes.
Boy, that's pretty good.
Okay. Earlier today, the USTA National Junior Tennis League of the Coachella Valley, in association with the ATP Tour, hosted Kids Day here at the Newsweek Champions Cup. 500 kids from 5 local elementary schools participated in clinics and drills. Had a lot of fun, as you can see. They also enjoyed the ATP Tour's Fan Fest. Some of them in the stadium right now enjoying this terrific match. 11,500 people can be accommodated here. There are some of those kids. They're making a big effort in the sport of tennis now to get more people playing. Part of the Tennis Industry Association initiative. The ATP Tour is very much involved with that, and of course the USTA.
That's number 13 for Sampras. That's the part that the top guys like the most. Pete and Andre and all the other guys. You know, when they are asked to give back to the game, they most like to give back to the kids.
Well, they've had a lot of tennis out here. They've had challenges. They had the finals of the women's event last week. They've had everything. And in a month's time, they get the world and national senior events here. So it's not only kids. The Phoenix Challenge Love 50, they're out here in April. I'm coming back for a couple of days of that. There's tennis all over the valley out here.
Ori loves Sampras. He's trailing 1-0 in the third. Up 2 sets to love.
One game all.
1 game all, third set, 2 sets to love Sampras.
That second set from Sampras was, as I said, I hadn't seen him play a set that good looking and that clean in a long, long time, at least not this year. If he can keep up that kind of tennis, he can win this in straights, and I didn't think anyone could beat Agassi in 3 straight sets.
Not the way he's been playing this week.
Yeah. Another miss by Agassi. That first set was very competitive, but a little ragged when you look at the numbers. But for Sampras in that second set, you see Agassi talking to himself about his own numbers. He knows how many unforced errors he's been making. And Sampras has been so clean, barely losing points on serve. Yeah, that's the best returner.
That forehand there, Mary, is a typical example. He has not missed those this week at all.
Different type of strategy, though, Cliffy. You have a look at that rally there. Sampras is keeping that ball in play. It's not like Boris Becker trying to hit Agassi off the court from the baseline. Sampras is quite happy to play with Agassi from the baseline, and Agassi's now having to generate his own pace, which he's not used to doing. And then when he does it to Sampras's forehand, then Sampras comes up with more pace on the forehand. There it is, just in play. Three-quarter stuff all the time. Agassi's got to come up with the winners. He does it, but he's not doing it enough times at the moment.
It reminds me, Fred, as you are watching this great rivalry between these two, it'll be the rivalry of the 90s and the replay of the Connors-Borg effort, where Borg beat Connors so many times by just doing exactly what Sampras is doing now to Agassi. Which is basically what you just described, Fred. He would stay back, he'd run everything down and just make Connors go for winner after winner after winner, and eventually his game broke down. 30 all.
Thank you.
And he's got a game point after being down 29, love 30 in this game. Pretty shoddy couple of points there from Sampras, so he will change ends down 2-1 in the third set.
Got it.
What are you looking for, Sarah? Yeah, you want me to start talking right over the video? All right. One of the great recording artists of our time right now, Seal, is also a very, very big tennis fan. The man from Great Britain is watching this final, and he's with Luke Jensen right now in the stands.
Here I am with Seal. Man, are you enjoying the match so far?
Yeah, it's great, really entertaining. I mean, they're both playing some amazing tennis, but Pete looks like he just can't lose today. Yeah,
you were down here earlier this morning. You've been watching Becker. Were you serving some heat?
Well, hardly. I mean, it was 7 o'clock in the morning. You're not going to get much out of me at that time. But it was good fun to play on the center court.
It's a lot bigger. I mean, you're probably used to playing in smaller courts. Did you have a problem with the distance and the tracking all the balls out of the stands and things like that?
No, not really. Just had a problem hitting them, that's all.
We all have a problem hitting them.
It's a problem everybody has. That's right, Luke. Thank you, Luke. That is third set that you're watching now. 2 sets to love Sampras.
Double for Sampras. He's had 14 aces.
It's his third double fault.
Third double. Seal is one deep dude, by the way. He watched Becker play and lose to Andre Agassi yesterday, and then spent a large part of the night speaking with Becker, and they can both get very heavy. Enjoyed it.
Well, Mary, you had lunch with
Nice.
him. You can tell everybody. Come on.
It was one of the great lunches of all time. Boy, he went for that drop volley again. He got burned on it once, but now for the second time, he's made it against the Agassi foot speed. He just kind of dumps it over Sampras. Usually you're used to him really sticking a volley, but that one's pretty low, so he went for a nice feathery touch. And Agassi didn't miss it by that much. I mean, he got to the ball, just couldn't control it once he was there. Tried to chicken wing it down the line and missed.
Well, that was a casual one, a tough one to play straight at the chest coming in on that one. But Sampras has got to keep his mind on the job. He's up 2 sets to 1 here. He just, in a match like this, he just can't relax. 2 sets to love. He won the first 2 sets.
Ace 14 for Sampras. Make that 15 now. And he's got a game point.
Finally, a left point helps Agassi. He's gotten the wrong end of those all match long.
The crowd go crazy here with this one too. They want to see this match go to at least 4 sets. This one, look, it bounces back mid-court. Agassi hits the backhand away from the body. There he looks at this coming at you, and there away from Sampras, and that gets him back into the game.
Running forehand top spin for a clean winner, and Agassi can hardly believe it. But he should believe it because Sampras has been super in that running forehand department. Look,
he played an unbelievable half volley. Then he's got to backtrack and get behind the baseline and then get balanced to play a topspin lob. We've been used to seeing him hit cross-court forehands or down the line forehands. That's the first one he's thrown up in the air.
Sampras, new ball.
Dangerous play again from him there, going for the drop volley, but it worked, and he has won the game. It's 2 games all.
Well, his tactic there, Cliff, I believe, must be talking to Paul Annacone. Paul Annacone used to play a lot of little drop volleys, and he's probably told him that if you can get that one and tire Agassi out, if Agassi's got to keep trying to chase those, and this match goes to 4 or 5 sets, he's going to be one tied cowboy out there.
15.
There's the percentages on serve. Sampras got his up above 50% now, but look at the winners there. That winners unforced errors.
Two sets to love. Sampras, 2 games all. And now 15 all in this game.
.96-mile-an-hour slider.
8 aces for Agassi. 15 for Sampras.
Agassi wins this game, you'll hear the fans really pull for him. They want more match. They don't want this decided in straights.
Game point. And game to Agassi. All change ends on serve. The 3-2. With Pete Sampras trying to hold on to the #1 spot in the world. Serve direction.
ESPN Tennis Prime Time.
Sampras 2 sets to love. Agassi has a 3-2 lead. There have not been any breaks of serve in the 3rd set yet.
Pete Sampras' service direction to the deuce court. He's had a lot of success with the aces. The percentages have gone up a little bit. 33% out wide to the forehand, 67. None straight at the body. That's an interesting observation. 67% with the heater down the tee.
Excellent serving percentage from Sampras so far in this set. He'd been down around the 50% mark over the first 2.
This is what happens out the wide. So he's attacking the backhand side, the 2-fisted side of Sampras, of Agassi, I'm sorry, two-handed side of Agassi, and probably one of the reasons he probably remembers that big shot that won that.
He's staring at a woman who's trying not to draw attention to her, so yeah.
15 low. Yeah, so good distribution there when he serves to the ad court. That one into the forehand side, but as you pointed out, Fred, it's been pretty even. There are your first serve percentages, as you can see here in the third set. They both upped them dramatically.
They will obviously go down somewhat, though, as the set goes on. That's only a couple of games into this third set. I'm very surprised if they're serving at 75% at the end of the set.
30-15.
30-15.
One of the historic matches that these two played was the first time that Sampras won the US Open. That was in 1990. He beat Andre Agassi in that final in straight sets. A big surprise to a lot of people. 6-4, 6-3, 6-2 on a hard court.
That's the best tennis I've seen from Sampras that particular year. When he got to the quarterfinals of the US Open, he was on such a roll. That ball looked like a football to him. He just couldn't miss a shot.
He beat Ivan Lendl, then John McEnroe, and then Agassi, en route to his first Grand Slam win. Oh boy, that's 16 of them, twice as many as Agassi.
Even in the third set, Agassi had to wait a couple of years before he won his first Grand Slam, and of all places it was at Wimbledon. It was the last thing that anyone expected. Since then he's won on everything except the French championships. He hopes to do that this year, but he's been in the final there twice. He got it. 15 love.
Boy, oh boy, we talked about running forehands as being Sampras' strength. That has been. It's won a lot of points during this match. Agassi is a little quicker than he has been getting over and covering that. Then he says, hey, if you can do that, well, watch this from me.
Running forehand, that one is just too low. 30 low.
Tell you what, that would have been pretty close. That would have been another inch higher. They had it right into the wooden frame that protects the net post.
Ace. That's 9 for Agassi.
40 love.
Sampras got 16.
Well, serve and volley, a little bit of change of tactics there from Agassi. You don't see him do that very often, but he's desperate. He's down 2 sets to love. He's got to come up with the goods to get back into this match to win this third set.
By the way, talking Grand Slam results, Andre Agassi holds 2 right now. If he can win the French championships and Wimbledon, make it 4 in a row, it won't be a Grand Slam. It'll be the first time that anybody's done it. That's 4 in a row since Rod Laver. And he won his second Grand Slam. Missed it.
Man, 40 love.
Deuce.
Seemed like a long time ago now.
Yeah, again, though, Mary's had to create his own pace on that last one. That's Sampras being very patient from the baseline. That one was a little shorter, and it sucked Agassi into going for the big one.
Deuce.
Pretty hard to weather the storm the way Sampras has been willing to do.
Yep. He's
He broke
broken
a
another
string on that
string.
one. That's 3, so this will be his 5th racket.
Yeah, but you got to say, hey, that's what he says. 2 broken strings and 2 winners. He said, how can you be that? That's tough. Everything the net courts have got against him, and off 2 broken strings, he pops this and goes, and Andre just cannot get this ball back into play.
You see Sampras running into the net in case he had to have hit another shot, because all the tension is gone from his strings, but he didn't need it. It was a winner for the 2nd time, and that's got to get a little exasperating for Andre Agassi.
He kisses the racket.
Sampras. Yeah, he gives that a little kiss. Running forehand, but that time Agassi was there. Boy, that is good stuff now. It really is.
Coast-to-coast coverage of the court from both players. Finally decided by Agassi at the net. Again, Agassi is going to something he doesn't particularly like to do. He'd rather rumble from the baseline against anybody, but Sampras is basically saying to Agassi, look, I'm handling your heat. So he does a good job of stepping in behind the short one and putting the pressure from the net.
Deuce. Missed that return. It's game point now for Agassi, who had 40 love in this game. Sampras has 46 winners against 26 unforced errors.
That's the first time you've really seen him try to go and add a little bit of extra to that Agassi serve, going for broke on that return. That's not what Agassi wants to do, serve and volley.
Not a bad thing to mix it up every now and then, though, Fred, is it?
No, I agree. It's not a bad thing, but if he continues to do that, he's got to mix it up. He's got to do something to win this 3rd set, something a little different. That's different.
Deuce. Agassi was waiting for a call.
Sampras is asking Steve Ulrich to tell the crowd to be quiet.
Agassi was thinking for a moment that might have been out, but Sampras missed the next ball anyway.
He misses that one, and so Agassi maintains the lead in the 3rd set. He's got 4 games to 3. Sampras to serve. No breaks here in the 3rd set yet. Agassi leads 4 games to 3 in the 3rd set. Sampras has a 2-set-to-love lead. It's the championship match here tonight. After this match is over, stay tuned to ESPN for our March Madness Tournament special. First in a series of shows that takes you inside the NCAA tournament pairings with analysis, news, and notes. That's up next here, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock on the West Coast. Pretty solid serving from Sampras when he Has not faced a break point in 11 straight serve games. He's been broken once in the match, and that was in the first set. And he came back and broke back and then broke again to win the set. Go.
Took a little bit off that one. Agassi didn't try and go for the blistering forehand. He goes and just rolls that one cross court, covers the ball, uses the pace of shot off the volley, just blocks that return there. And what's this one? Just there, and doesn't try to do too much with it, just creates the angle, a little bit of topspin inside that service line.
Sampras has taken a little bit off his first serves in this game, and Agassi has been able to jump on them. That was a mere 105, and Agassi had a good look at it and took a full swing. Let's see if Sampras adds a little more heat to his first delivery now.
He did, and he got it right in the right spot. That's where he's been going a big percentage of the time. We showed you that graphic out there on the big points. He likes the one down the tee, but he knows that Agassi is looking for that one on big points. That occasion, it went out to the backhand side.
Yeah, you can't be a patterned server against Agassi. No. He's too good.
Boy, that was just all speed, 127. 40. That's his quickest speed on serve of the week. Becker had a 131 mile an hour, and Michael Stich got up to 133, but that's Sampras' biggest of the week. Game point.
Deuce.
Got it. He missed that one. Here's a break point for Agassi.
Well played, well thought out point. Agassi was a little more patient in that rally. So was Sampras for that matter, but this is the first break point that Agassi has had for a long, long time since the first set.
Mile-an-hour serve, although truthfully I think if he serves it out wide there, it doesn't register quite as fast as it does when you serve it down the tee. Look at this one. He took nothing off that serve. Deuce.
Well, Sampras wants to finish this in 3 sets, you know that. And Agassi is doing everything in his power to get back into this match.
124 mile-an-hour first serve. Game point, Sampras.
Game, Sampras.
Oh, that's some solid serving when he needed it.
He was getting burned by just bending them in, Sampras, and he really did. He turned up the volume in a big, big way.
4 games all and 2 sets to love for Sampras. Sampras leads the head-to-head 7 matches to 6. The last time in the final of the Australian Open, won by Agassi in 4.
Agassi just bending them in now. That was an 89 mile an hour spinner. That's what's caused the problems today, that rolling top spinner from Sampras, 3/4 court, then the slice. Agassi again trying to create his own pace.
$15 all.
15 all.
Agassi hasn't been near as lethal today as he was against Becker.
Different type of match. Also, Becker went for more stuff than Sampras has been going for.
He got it.
30.
Sampras is challenging Agassi's consistency, as you said, Fred, by just getting a lot of balls back. He has another one, but Agassi was up to it. Look at this, clips the line.
Last 2 winners he's hit behind Sampras.
40-50.
$40-30.
Another one of those sort of floating backhands where Agassi has to try to,
I think the slices, you know, when the slice and the top spin, that mixture, I think he has a little more problem with the little slice one. Just no pace on that one at all.
Agassi holds on. Sampras will serve, but he's trailing here in the 3rd set. On serve. 2 sets to love. Sampras.
Where are we meeting at the hotel? Got it. Got it. Seal really wanted to sing a love song to Mary, but got moved.
5-4, Agassi in the 3rd. He is trying to battle his way to #1 in the world. His dad, Mike, is having a battle of his own. For more on that, here's Luke Jensen.
So much is talked about Pete Sampras and his coach, Tim Gully, having some problems, maybe hurting his chances in the last couple of weeks. Andre Agassi learned in Philadelphia a couple of weeks ago that his dad has to undergo open heart surgery. After this match, he's going directly to LA and is going to be at his dad's side during this trying time.
Thanks, Luke. This is Sampras serving, trailing in the 3rd set. On serve, though. And nearly snuck back in, but stayed wide. Very solid serve percentage from Pete Sampras here in the 3rd set.
Watch out.
Oh. That couldn't have been a bigger point for Agassi, and Boris Becker gave him 2 of these in the tiebreak yesterday in the semis. Becker had it all lined up, his point to win, just like Agassi. Agassi got a little anxious on that one, tried to really cane it, go for too much.
He didn't have to spank it that hard.
No, he'd love that one back. Boy.
30
15
love.
would be feeling a lot better right now.
Sampras. He started out serving pretty meagerly, Sampras, in terms of first serve percentages, but he has turned that around in the third set, as we showed you for the match. He's now right up around the 60%. The first set he was only at 50%. Makes a big difference to Pete Sampras's game when he can up his first serve percentages. So we're even here in the third set.
Well, thinking about Andre Agassi's father, you know, these two have known each other from the time they were little kids. And they've gone through so much together and apart, and here they are, both of them facing real grown-up problems in a very public place. I think they're both handling it pretty well. Everyone talks about what a casual demeanor Pete Sampras owns and how he's pretty lackadaisical and everything, but this guy's actually got real bad ulcers, Pete Sampras. He spent the entire Australian Open, Sampras, eating pasta and mashed potatoes. Anything to keep his belly quiet.
15 love. All Pete Sampras has said that people see Pete Sampras and think that he's lackadaisical and casual. He said, I work hard on my tennis, that's for sure. I get a lot of pleasure out of beating people. He does look lackadaisical at times.
He compares himself with golfer Fred Couples, who sort of has the same outside image. Great talent.
15-30, look out.
Second double fault of this match.
At 5 games all in the third set, down 2 sets to love. Crisis time here for Agassi. Sampras at a crucial stage would have given him a couple of break points.
Boy, he wants that one back again. He set it up with some brilliant play. It was a great return from Agassi at the start. Off the returns, Sampras banked a big forehand, then finished up missing the easy one.
Game point, Agassi.
40-30.
Sampras did, because he had hit the tape one of those shots, and that really kept him in the point. Without that, he would have been dead.
Yeah, the ball was going out when he struck this backhand, and now it forces Agassi into the net, which is a position he's not used to being, and Sampras knew exactly what to do. Made him play the volley and was all over that short backhand.
Deuce.
An overrule by Steve Ulrich.
They'll play 2. They'll play 2 because Sampras got it back. Had it been out of reach, it would have been point Agassi.
100% sure that was good. You put your life on that?
Yeah.
You would? Yeah, right, you would. I don't think so.
Pete challenges Steve Ulrich in the chair on that one because his attitude is, man, that was struck so hard and so close to that baseline. How could he make such a huge overrule? It's 5-all in the third. It's deuce.
Steve Ulrich has, he has a history of doing this, I think, and that's where, some of the chair umpires like to do this sort of stuff. Some of them don't. Steve Ulrich has a history in that department.
For what it's worth, I think he was right. I think the overrule call that he made was the correct call. The question is, should he have overruled anything that close at this stage? And here Sampras in any case has the break point.
Gutsy shot. If he misses this, he's history. He's back in the showers. If he misses this particular point here, thumps this forehand, gets the slice backhand. Look at this. If he plays the chip volley, or if he just punches this volley, Sampras is going to run it down. So Agassi says, hey, you're not going to get this, baby.
At home category unless your name is Andre. Watch this.
Watch Sampras here. He struggles to get this one. He knows where this bolo forehand's going. He's set over there. Look, you can see the ball come into the screen. That was a great shot. And he's over there ready for this reply. Perfectly balanced, not under any pressure.
You're watching the #1 and the #2 players in the world. They're battling it out for the #1 spot in the world on the IBM ATP Tour computer, and they're playing like it. It's 6-5 to Sampras.
Heading down then. It's not in an RFD order.
Yes. You're about to watch Pete Sampras serve for the match. He has a 2-set-to-love lead and 6-5. They have both agreed to play Davis Cup for the USA against Italy in the second round of this year's competition. You can see it here on ESPN, Friday, March 31st, and then the first 2 days in April. We'll be in Palermo. Here is Sampras serving for the match. Missed it.
15 left.
Holding nothing back on that return.
This match has been a matter of inches, though, and the inches have gone Pete Sampras's way so far today. Serving for it, Agassi has just missed by a fraction of an inch on a lot of the strokes. Sampras been a little lucky with the net chords.
15-all.
But he's going to make him work for it.
It was a little bit like that return of serve in the tiebreak in Australia in the third set, Fred, when he was down.
Knows exactly where this is going. Look at Sampras. He just knows that it's coming down the tee on the big points, and he was ready. I said Sampras there. I mean, Agassi is looking for it. I'm getting excited. This has been terrific stuff up here.
15-all.
15-30. All.
30 all, 2 points from the championship for Pete Sampras.
Good move, that one. He didn't go wide. He didn't give Sampras any angle. Sampras, I mean, Agassi picks that ball up very early. Sampras served it straight at the body on that occasion.
$125-mile-an-hour unreturnable serve, and that gives Pete Sampras championship point.
Well, when he had a set point in Australia, he went to the forehand. He's been burnt a couple of times on the forehand. See where this big one goes.
Sampras here at the Newsweek as he wins his second championship here in a row.
And Cliff, they say that, hey, we've had some problems with our sport. This is prime time tennis, and it's on prime time TV. This has been fantastic. And you've seen the best two players go at it. Sampras wins it. He's still the #1 player in the world, and you're going to watch this rivalry for a few years to come.
7-5 in the first set. There were 3 breaks of serve there, just 1 in the second and 1 in the third as Pete Sampras wins the Newsweek.
Hello. Hello, hello. Sarah. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sarah.
But I think Mary heard you. Did Mary hear you?
No, I didn't.
No.
Right here. Sarah, I can't hear you, darling.
Can you hear me, Mary? Mary?
Pete Sampras, the #1 seed and the top player in the world, trying to hold off Andre Agassi's challenge to that position, beats him here at the Newsweek in straight sets. He is now at courtside with Mary Carrillo. Mary.
Pete, congratulations. The way Andre Agassi has been playing, didn't seem like anyone could beat him in straight sets, not even you, but you sure were able to do that. How come you didn't?
Well, you know, I served really well in the big points. I mean, Andre's got the best return to serve in the game, and I really needed to serve well, and that's the one shot that I think won it for me today. And you know, it was a great match all around. I thought we both played pretty well, and so I feel pretty good. I defended my title.
Sure did. Not that luck had a lot to do with it, but boy, you had a couple of broken string winners and a couple of let cords that I felt a little badly for the other guy. You must have felt like this is your day, huh?
Well, you need a little luck to beat Andre. You know, I broke some strings, got some let cords, and you know, I played pretty solid. You know, I never really lost concentration on a match, and these guys are a little uptight.
Do you kind of get the feeling, though, you were able to win today, that Andre Agassi isn't going away?
No, he's definitely going to be around as long as I'm playing. He's got a lot of. And I feel like when I play Andre, I really need to be at my best. If I'm not at my best, then I'm not going to win. And he's won the last 2 majors, and he deserves to be #1. You know, I've got a lot of tournaments coming up. I got, and so let's see what happens for the rest of the year.
All right. right, we'll be watching. Thanks, Pete. Well done. Back upstairs.
Thanks a lot, Mary, for Pete Sampras. In his mind, the big question is who will be number one at the end of the year. It's a very interesting question. Sampras over Agassi in straight sets. He is the Newsweek champion for this year.
How about a great round of applause for the Group Break champions, Pete Sampras and Agassi. I'd like to recognize some of the dignitaries here on board with me. First, the Director of Tennis here at High American Champions, my partner, Ray Moore. From my hand, Agassi. The Executive Vice President of the ATP Tour, Richmond.
So this is to say goodbye to... Okay.
To present the awards to the player,
Right.
the Editor-in-Chief and President of Newsweek, Rick Smith.
Okay.
Thank you, Charlie. The last thing this crowd wants to hear after a great afternoon of tennis is a word from our sponsor. So I'll just say we've had a great week.
Pete Sampras, the champion of the Newsweek here. He won it in straight sets. He won the first set. There were 3 breaks to serve in that, 1-7-5, and then 6-3, 7-5. We'll see you now continuing tennis coverage from the Lipton Championships. For Luke Jensen, Fred Stolle, Mary Carrillo, I'm Cliff Drysdale. Thanks a lot for joining us, everybody. Goodbye from Indian Wells.
With a check for $135,000. And our congratulations.
Well, no, the check isn't in here, so don't worry about it. I'd first like to congratulate Pete on playing well today. And, you know, every time we step on the court, I have to be my best to beat this guy. And if I'm 98% and he's 100, I look like I'm about 60%. So he deserves that today. And I'd like to thank Charlie and everybody involved in making this tournament so great for the players. From the players' perspective, it's a complete success, and it's a place I love to come back to. And I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to win it this year. I've been in the finals twice, and you know, I try again next year. But, and I'd also like to say, you know, tomorrow, since the cameras are still rolling here, tomorrow my father is going in for open heart surgery, and I just want to tell you that I love you, Dad, and I'll see you there tomorrow, okay? Yeah! And don't worry, Dad, I'll kick Pete's ass next week.
Thank you, Andre. You don't think we put the real check in there with all these reporters around, do you? Now, for our back-to-back champion, #1 in the world, Pete Sampras, a great job once again. And back in the accounting department, we've got a check for $255,000.
You're the man. First of all, I'd like to say a couple words about Andre. You know, he's someone that I have a lot of respect for, and he has won the last 2 major tournaments, and you know he deserves to be #1. But it's a long year, and hopefully we battle for the next 10 years. It's something that's really great for the game, and I'm just happy to be part of that. Also to Charlie Drysdale and his staff. It seems like this tournament just gets better every year, and I look forward to coming back for many years. And so, and also you, and also to my family. Believe it or not, is here. They're not that nervous. sister, my mom, and my buddy Paul Hennico and Touchline for all their help this year. And also everyone from the ATP Tour, Jay Wade and Richmond. Seemed like the tour also is getting better every year and year, and the attendance this week has been great. And without you guys, you know, this game's not going to work. So thanks for coming out, and I'll see you guys next year. Thanks.